Uh,
What's the plan this week to try to get the defense off to better starts? Are you going to make any systemic changes, blitzing more, anything in mind?
Well, I think a lot of it is we got to come out and kind of, execute early on. I was talking to our defense this week that, we're missing some things in the opening drives to be able to create, obviously, touchdowns within that first drive. But, I think we just got to really stick to our fundamentals and make the plays we're capable of making. And I think we'll get off on those drives. We had a great opportunity on 3rd and 7. We had a missed tackle that we should have got off the grass on Thursday night. So, a lot of it is we just got to clean up some fundamentals, and I think we'll get off the grass.
And Coach, real quick, I went back to the last 7 games where teams have scored on the opening drive, and they haven't faced third down very often. There's been 40, out of the plays in those drives, there's only been 5 third down situations. They've been converting on first and second down. So, what's the fundamental reason, do you think, behind that?
Well, a lot of it is, as we're looking at our third down statistics, we haven't had very many opportunities in the field of 6 to 10, or even if you want to go 7 to 10. And a lot of that is because first and second down, we're not keeping them behind the chains and getting into a situation where I think we could really pin our ears back. Once again, on Thursday night, we had a lot of 3rd and 2 to 6s, 2 to 5s, and we got to find ways, once again, to get stops, population to the ball, so there's no yak yards. There's some different things that I think we can do better, and we've focused on them this week to get that fixed for this game.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mayor. Let's go over to Gene and then Mark.
Hey, Todd, a little bit along the same lines. You're facing a quarterback this week that's taken 14 sacks. I know some of them may be covered sacks, some of them may not be. But what do you think that? Do you think that the lack of the pass rush that you've seen so far, that some of this is not just a function of being not getting them behind the sticks, but you've got a pretty young defense, and they're going to have to learn techniques, and they're going to have to adjust and watch film. I mean, because other than Josh Allen, there doesn't seem to be anybody that's really gotten consistent pressure.
I think we got 4 guys that are working towards developing into pass rushers. Like you said, we're young, but that is not an excuse. We got to be able to get in situations where they can pass rush. We've seen them have the ability to pass rush. They flash every now and then, but we consistently have to get them in situations where you can, once again, just pin your ears back and get after the quarterback. And, we're not doing that on first and second down to give those guys a true opportunity. I think the jury's still out a little bit if we can or we can't pass rush. I have faith in them, but we got to put them in situations where we can actually evaluate to see if they can.
Yeah. You got your only, you're probably your best sack of the year was Chase on sack. That's on 3rd and 9. Josh Allen missed by a millisecond sacking Tannehill on that touchdown pass. That was also a 3rd and 9 situation. Yep. So, I mean, there seems to be a direct correlation here that, you get it beyond 3rd and 7, and your chances for a sack probably go up 50, 60%.
Yeah, because the quarterback's got to hold the football to get to level 2s and 3s to try to convert those third downs. When you're sitting at 2 to 6, quick game can get it. Any type of rhythm passing can get the first downs with the concepts we're seeing. So I think that's going to be key for us. For them to show they can rush, we got to get them on 3rd and 7+. That's a big key, and we've been talking about it all week.
Thanks.
Thank you, Gene. Let's go over to Mark and then Shipley.
Pretty good motorcycle weather right here.
Something it is. Wrote it in this morning.
Yeah, all right. Hey, listen, you guys have pretty good success against rookie quarterbacks. I don't think any of them has thrown for even 180 yards on you in your time here. Is Burrow not your ordinary rookie? And what can you do to maybe rattle a guy like that, a young guy? Doug and I were talking. He's wise beyond his years already. You got to give a lot of credit to him, obviously their coaching staff, of how well he's prepared going into games. But obviously, the key is we got to get pressure when it's a passing situation. We got to put them in some calls where they can pin their ears back, and then same thing on 3rd down. We got to affect him.
He's a very tough man. He has taken some big time shots already. Malik got a shot on him last week, and there were some other ones. He's very tough. He doesn't waver in the pocket at all. He'll stand in there and he'll take them, and his teammates pick him up, and he's ready to go again. So a lot of credit to him, but we're going to have to do something. We got to disrupt their wide receivers, first of all. We got to get our hands on them, try to disrupt the timing of the routes, the concept, so he's got to hold it by in time for our rush to get there. It's going to be important on Sunday.
And then what have you seen from Doug Costin to think that he's ready to really contribute for you guys?
I think we've seen a lot coming out of training camp. He's got multi-position flex, which is very important. He can play three, he can play big end, but he's an explosive player, and if you really look at what he did in college, in our whole defensive line room, he's the second leading college sacker in the room and behind Josh. So I think he's got the ability to get after the passer, and he's stout enough to play against the run. So I really look forward to seeing how he develops as the game goes on Sunday.
Thanks, Mark. Let's try to go over to Shipley. I see that he's having some technical issues, though. You got it, Shipley?
Yeah, I'm good now. Sorry about that.
No
Yeah.
worries.
Hey, Coach, what can you just say about, kind of the ebbs and flows that a rookie cornerback like C.J. Henderson can go through, and how maybe performances like Thursday Night Football can be a good learning experience for him?
Well, I think that happens with a lot of rookies. He came out in the first game versus Indy, had the interception, got his hands on some balls. And, the last 2 weeks we haven't been as good technically at the line of scrimmage, and he knows that, and he really seen it come Monday when we watched the tape in the game. I think him and Trey both realized that for them to excel in this system, we got to get our hands on people. I think it was an eye-opener for him, and I think you're going to see a totally different type of player this week when he comes to trying to get his hands on people.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Shipley. Let's do two final questions. Let's go to Jordan and then finish with Mia.
Hey, Coach, I was going to ask you about the performance from the outside corners, but looking inside at DJ, how do you think he matches up with Tyler Boyd, who's really been the Bengals' top receiver for the last couple of years, and how do you see that matchup playing out?
That matchup, obviously in the slot in our man coverages and stuff like that. It could be a situation where DJ draws him, DJ doesn't draw him, and that kind of stuff in passing situations. But there's no doubt that Boyd is a very good receiver. Obviously, you got AJ Green, you got T. Higgins out there, you got Ross. They got about 4 or 5 guys that we're concerned with, and Joe does a really nice job of getting them the football. But I think DJ has been playing very good for us. He's showing up in the run game, which is big. It'll be a big part of what we need this week out of DJ within the run game. And he's playing good man-to-man situations, and he understands his own concepts. I really like what we're getting. That matchup's going to be a fun one to watch between 2 real good veteran players.
Yeah, it is. Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Thank you, Jordan. Let's wrap up with Mia.
Hey, Coach, just wondering, I know obviously Andrew Wingard has been back on the field, albeit limited capacity the last few days. I know Brandon Watson also a little limited. So what is your plan at the safety position this weekend? And, if those 2 guys can't go, what do you do?
I'm trying to think. What is today? Thursday, right? We're still discussing that as a staff, where we'll go with that. Like I said, we got a couple 3 days to try to figure that out. I like where both of them are at health-wise right now. It's going to be a big day at practice, and then we'll be able to make more of a decision after practice today with where we're going and what we're doing at that position.
Thank you.
Yep.
Just
What do you
figure
got,
that
Mark?
shit out Sunday morning at like 11:55.
Whoa, man.
Is Mark
Language,
supposed to ask a
Mark.
question?
Oh, do I need to raise my hand?
Came off mute to curse at the defensive coordinator. That's not very professional.
Oh, you should hear him.
All right, thank you guys. I hope everyone saw the change. Post practice, we're gonna have James Robinson after
Appreciate it,
being
fellas.
the
Thank you, ladies.
thanks, Washer. After being offensive rookie of the